So, when in your career did you feel like, wow, I'm actually good at this? I know what I'm doing. Was there a particular show, series that you felt like, the toolkit is strong and I can just mirror this toolkit on show after show, series after series, with nuanced tweaks, as to be expected? But can you remember the moment you felt like, right, well, yeah.
Do you know what?
I'm
It's such a tough one because I think you get. I've had imposter syndrome loads. Like I've said it to a lot of people. I genuinely stumbled into this industry. Like there's people who are at school and they say, I want to be a director, I want to be in film, I want to be a cameraman or whatever, or camera woman or whatever. But I stumbled into it, and I think that when I was doing news at Bloomberg, I kind of like, even on my first couple of shows, I got really good feedback that I was doing different stuff. But then you make a few mistakes and then your confidence gets knocked. But then you get to a rhythm where you're not making mistakes, or even when something goes wrong, you can cover it up. And I got to a point where, all right, I've nailed news. I'm solid at news. But then you go into a different environment. Yeah. And you've almost got to take a couple of steps back again, because all the stuff, because a lot of confidence comes from other people being confident in you. So it's all good and well, like, and again, you've got to get to a super high place where you don't even care what anyone else thinks. As much as we like to just think about what it counts. Yeah. It counts. Your team have to trust you. Yeah. Your team have to believe you, and I think within myself, I feel like I've had to be super confident within myself, and I had to be really diligent in terms of my skill set and how I communicate and that kind of thing, because every single, particularly when you're freelance, a lot of the time you're going into a new project and there's a lot of people who don't know, who've never worked with you before, don't know what you're like, and there's a lot of nerves there. And as a director, you've got to settle them straight away. I think the more other people can say things about you before you've even got there, that really settles the nerves of other people, and that gives you confidence. And that kind of, like when people have already said, you've got to work with Jan, Jan's great, and you haven't even had to do anything. Yeah. That's great. I think the turning point was where I stopped I stopped emailing out and saying, oh yeah, I'm available if you want to book me. I stopped doing that at a point, because enough people were coming in and saying, we'd love to kind of work with you on this. That's where I thought, okay, I feel like I'm at a place now where I've established at a level, like, to a level where people actually trust me and like working with me, and I'm confident with what I can deliver. But if I'm honest with you, that's only really been in the past few years. Really? Even though I've been doing this for maybe 17 years now. Yeah. I feel that I had to reset when I went into reality. Yeah. So from news to reality, I had to reset. Then entertainment, I feel I had to mega reset. Like doing entertainment, even game shows like Pointless. I did Blind Date. Yeah. Like those kind of shows. It was almost like what I did at Bloomberg, at Sky Sports, Love Island, all the irrelevant. Irrelevant, totally irrelevant. Yeah. And that's the stuff I'd been doing a lot of my career. So it's like, until people had seen, right, we can deliver on these types of shows, it doesn't matter that you've done those other shows. So then you have to deliver on that. But then you get to a point when you're like, I've delivered on every single type of unscripted. Yeah. And I've consistently delivered, and it's consistently done at a high level. So now, you can throw anything at me, and I'm confident that I can figure out a way to do it, and I can do it well. And I think that, and ultimately that's kind of where I am now. I feel like most types of project I can again, it's about putting the right people in. So it's just understanding what's the project, what do we need, understand, and also being realistic about time as well. There's been certain times where I know I could do a project and it's like, I've really needed another 4 weeks on this though, because you've got to understand other people's roles. You're a production designer. How long did I need to design it before? So it's kind of like all of those different elements to it. So yeah, I don't think there's a particular time. Yeah. I think it's reset quite a bit, but I'd definitely say in the last 2 to 3 years, so maybe 2020, 2021 more so. I feel like people are seeing enough of my work now, and there's enough people within the industry, as well as outside the industry, that are seeing the various different types of shows I've done. Yeah. That I can be confident and say, listen, this is what I do. This is what I do. I can do it at a top level.
Yeah, and I think it's clear. based on the calibre of shows that you've worked on and the consistency in which you work on those types of calibre of shows, what do you think the biggest lesson the industry has taught you is?
Ooh, that's a really good question. The biggest lesson, I think the biggest lesson is I would say, do you know, I'd say it's something along the lines of staying true to yourself, if I'm honest with you. I think that, again, I don't regret anything in my career or so far, or the direction I've gone to, but I realised, like, when I kind of stopped doing shows because I thought it was going to maybe impress the right people and help me get to the next level, and I've just focused on what I actually enjoy, what I actually find I'm doing higher profile shows, better shows. I'm happier doing it. I'm happy with the end product, and I'm also happier with the kind of with the people it's serving. So for me, all of a sudden, like, I'm in a much better space, and that was a click of a finger. A lot of the struggles and stuff was doing shows that I didn't even necessarily want to do, but I guess there was that fear of when you're in that position, when you've been at the job centre, and you haven't got a job. A lot of the time, it's like, oh, I just need a job, and it's like, right now, I just need something. But I think when you get to if you can be brave enough to be like, listen, this is what I want to do, and you can kind of just home in on that, focus on that, then I think you're gonna deliver a better product overall, and be happier in what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the key word that you just said there for me is brave. And one of the words for me this year, every year I coin my year with like a few words to like always hone in on. And one of them is courage. And that's like synonymous with bravery. So I think in following or in passionate pursuit of something you love, you can't not be brave. It's not possible to get there.
100.
It's really not possible to get there. And in terms of bravery and courage and like the wider picture of you as a director, is there a big dream? Is there once I've done this show, I really know that, wow, I used to be signing on, and now, so what would the show be at the end of that sentence? I was signing on, and now I'm directing
Super Bowl halftime show.
That's the show.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I think I look at that. I think that's the pinnacle. That's the pinnacle of what I do, and it's like, when I look at the people who are connected to that, it happens once, and that show, like, I was fortunate to be in Los Angeles earlier this year and actually see some of the rehearsals and how that's worked. And you think that there's a sports game going on. We talk about the closing ceremony of Commonwealth Games. When it finishes one day, they build the set the next day, and you do the show after they built the set. On that, they're playing a game. Half time.
Yeah.
They build the set in like 12 minutes or something like that.
That's insane.
Then you perform. Then they take the set down. Then they carry on playing the game. It's mad. It's mad. So it's like when you do that, and it like there's zero margin for error in any part in the build. You can't say, oh, this camera's can't work, and we just need a couple of hours to get. No, everything has to work. And then you have to deliver. And anything that there's a problem, you've got to just figure it out, and it's got to work there and then. So when I look at that kind of stuff, I'd say that those kind of shows, and I think that international in general, just doing things like global cities, and even the Commonwealth Games closing ceremony. Yes, it was in Birmingham, but I see it as there's an international appeal on it, and I feel like that's really where I recognise that the world, yes, is a big place, but it's also a small place. And I think that you can have a lot of people from different parts of the world all plugged in on the same one show. When you think about all of the different shows in the world, if you can be attracting the world to this particular show because it's happening now, now's the time it's plugged in, then that's something that's really special.
That is incredible. So the word on the street is that Rihanna's doing the Super Bowl next Feb.
Yeah.
So I will be looking out for your name in the credits for that. But it has been an absolute joy to talk to you and learn more about your life, your career, and it really, really, really is only the beginning.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And again, always great chatting to you, man. And again, like as I said before, you're one of the few people I feel who's seen like the whole journey. And I get some of the stuff you remember. I'm like, oh wow, yeah. So it's always good talking to you, man. So thank you.
Thank you.